the trajectory of this object is very peculiar. It actually lies in the orbital plane of the planets around the Sun, within 5 degrees or so. Offers the possibility that it might have been designed so as to have some goals of a reconnaissance mission. So it's possible that it's a comet, but if that's the case, it will become very clear as it comes closer to the Sun and gets heated, so that its evaporation rate gets much larger. And then the glow of dust and gas around it should be apparent.
It's here. An object 10,000 times more powerful than anything we've tracked just entered the solar system, and it's not tumbling, it's not drifting, it's targeting. On September 12, 2025, the SWAN instrument aboard the SOHO spacecraft picked up something that broke every protocol. A bright, fast-moving object was cutting across the sky. And it wasn't subtle. Its tail stretched 5 times the width of the full moon, something not seen since Hale-Bopp, maybe ever. Within hours, amateur astronomers confirmed it. Images flooded forums, social media, and backyard telescopes. The object was quickly designated C2025 R2 SWAN. But nothing about it fit the label of comet. Most comets are faint. They show up as dusty smudges. SWAN lit up the night like it wanted to be found. It was already illuminating the constellation Virgo and growing brighter by the hour. Its brightness curve wasn't natural. It was steep, smooth, mechanical. And its path? Steep. It wasn't drifting in from the edges. It was cutting into the inner system at a 60-degree angle, a trajectory rarely seen, highly inclined, and highly precise. Then came the spectral data, and things got even stranger. Most comets reflected diffuse light from ice and dust. Not this one. SWAN returned sharp metallic readings, nickel, cobalt, and other heat-resistant metals used here on Earth in aerospace alloys. People started whispering about a nickel-cobalt hull. Not a nickname, a theory. This didn't look like a comet, it looked like hardware. But before the mystery could settle, it deepened. Because SWAN isn't alone. Just days before SWAN appeared, another object was already inbound. 3I Atlas. It came from the opposite side of the sky, a completely different inclination. Yet it was heading to the same place at almost the same time. Atlas would reach its closest point to the Sun, perihelion, on October 17th. SWAN would reach it just 3 days later on October 20th. Different orbits, different origins, different speeds. But the timing was surgical. They were on converging paths. Astronomers called it a corridor, a narrow path in space and time. SWAN and Atlas entered it from opposite ends and were now racing toward a meeting point. This isn't how comets behave. But then came the real problem. We wouldn't be able to watch. From October 8th to 18, Earth entered solar conjunction, a period when the Sun blocks our view of anything nearby. Every major observatory, Hubble, Webb, ground-based arrays, would go blind, exactly when SWAN and Atlas converged. It was like the sky closed its eyes, right on cue. And yet, this didn't feel like coincidence. Leaked memos hinted at restricted data, suspended radar scans, proposals quietly marked classified. Astronomers were told to stop asking questions, to let the Sun take the blame. But this blackout felt too clean, too perfect, too quiet. Because even before they disappeared behind the Sun, both objects started behaving in ways no comet ever has. Let's start with 3I Atlas. From a distance, it seemed typical, another long-period visitor. But up close, it defied every model. Its core was rich in nickel, but almost no iron. Then came the outgassing. CO2 emissions 5 times higher than water vapor, not normal. And then came the pulses. 3 distinct acceleration events, sudden shifts in speed, each paired with a color change, red to neutral, then back again. And each pulse altered its tail. The composition of the gases fluctuated in lockstep with its movement, like thrust, like a drone adjusting its course. Then came Swan. It wasn't emitting gas randomly. Its tail showed rhythmic bursts, repeating, timed. Like micro-thrusters, its brightness grew as it neared the sun. Most comets disintegrate near perihelion. Swan got stronger. Its metallic body reflected sunlight like armor. And then, observers noticed something else. A halo, perfectly symmetrical, surrounding the nucleus. Not ice, not dust, something electromagnetic, a plasma shield. Not predicted, not modeled, not natural. And just like that, both objects slipped into the blackout corridor. Gone. Not just from sight, from certainty. No one could track them, not officially, but unofficially, people did. Backyard telescopes, DIY radio networks, they saw more flashes, more pulses, patterns, rhythm, not randomness. Some think they docked, some think one was pursuing the other, some think Atlas was damaged, and Swan was sent to intercept. If true, this wasn't a visit, it was a mission, or a response. Others point further back, to Oumuamua, the first strange object, then Atlas, now Swan, each more active, each more deliberate. A pattern, not a fluke, a sequence. If that's true, then the next object won't just pass through, it'll land. And there's one more thing. Swan's orbit? It won't return for 22,554 years. The last time it came this close, humans were carving symbols into stone. The Ice Age, the dawn of civilization. What if this isn't coincidence, but continuity? A cycle, a clock, a scheduled check-in. Because what happened behind the sun wasn't random, it was planned. A maneuver, not a meltdown. A signal, not noise. And we saw it, even if we weren't supposed to. Two objects, one pulsing, one armored, both aligned, both vanished. This wasn't discovery, it was observation, or surveillance, or worse, a test. So now we wait, because if this was a handshake, what comes next could be contact. And if this was a warning, we missed it. Stay awake, stay watching, because next time, the object might not pass by. It might stay, and it might not come alone.